You are currently the only person in this conference.
Hello, can you hear me? I don't have your voice. Ah, yes. Now I can hear you. Hello, how are you?
Thank you.
Good morning to you. So, can you tell me briefly what we worked on previous session and what were you supposed to do?
We talk about weather, about cold weather, and
Okay.
warm or hot weather, and wet weather.
Uh-huh.
And you told me that I'm going to tell you about the weather of Semnon.
Uh-huh. Okay, good. And what was your purpose in learning English or taking classes?
For
The reason why you are taking
no, I know, I understand. For being a good teacher and good speaking.
You need to have a good level of speaking and also possibly in the future you would like to become a teacher, yes? Good. So can you describe Semnon weather condition in different 4 seasons?
Okay, Semnon have a tropical climate, especially in summer. Um, the weather is often uh, stifling and stifling and humid, because it soars into 40 degrees. In late autumn or in winter, um, daytime temperatures are quite mild, but there's never severe weather, including heavy snow or uh, torrential rain or flood. Um, there's just slightly shower and sometimes slippery roads.
So Semnon have or has? Has, right? Quite mild, not quiet. Quiet means be quiet. This is quiet. The pronunciation is different. We have 3 words that they have the similar pronunciation. One of them is quiet. Quiet means completely, totally. Quiet, that is different. And quit means exit, yes. Quiet mild. And the other word is not fluid, it's flood. Flood. Flood is both noun and a verb, and torrential rain. Okay, that was good. So now let's talk about, and did we also talk about present simple and continuous?
Yes.
Yes. And do you have any questions from present simple or continuous?
No.
So now let's work on past simple and past continuous. What do you know about past simple and past continuous? Can you briefly talk about it?
Past simple is when we want to use past simple, we turn the words to the past tense of them. For example,
Yes. In which situations do we use past simple?
when we want to talk about past.
When we
That's
want to talk about finished actions in the
yes,
past.
it's finished.
The situation is completely done and there is no effect on present, right?
Yes.
And do we need time to talk about past simple?
Yes, we need. But I think the last session we talk about past simple.
Previous session we talked about past simple. Are you sure?
Uh,
I think we talked about the differences between present continuous and simple present. Did you take notes? You can check.
yes,
No.
but it's in my phone. I
Uh,
didn't open.
Yes, I believe we talked about present simple. We talked about repetition, constancy, and countability. Yes or no?
You told me about vague the other
Uh,
day.
oh, vague adverbs of time. Yes, the
Yes.
other day, the other week. And so we have time when we refer to past time. Sometimes when there is, we don't want to exactly talk about the time, we can use vague adverbs of time. And what about past continuous?
No, we don't talk about past
We
continuous.
didn't talk. So did we talk about present simple and continuous?
No, just past simple.
Just past simple. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, present simple and present continuous, there are some things you need to know about them. For example, why do we use present simple? When you ask people about present simple, they say we use it for example, habits, facts, routines, right?
Yes.
But these are not the reasons. The main three reasons that why we use present simple, they are: one, repetition; two, countability. Let me write it. Repetition, countability, and constancy or not ending. When I say I work in a bank, okay, you don't know when I started working, and you don't know
When you're
when I'm going to finish this job, and it has repetition because every day I go to work. That is why we use present simple. About countability, when you ask for directions, I say if you go straight and past 2 blocks and you turn left, you can see the bank. That means you can count on my words, so it has countability. You can trust. These are the reasons why we use present simple. Sometimes we have to-be verbs, you know them. Sometimes we have main verbs. But there is a point in have or has. Do you know the difference between have and has and have got and has got?
yes. When we want to talk about she or he, we use has, but the
He,
other, the
he or she
other,
are it.
and it,
Yes.
yes, I forgot. She, he, and it, we use has, but for others, we use have. And had is the past tense of them.
Mhm.
What else?
No, I said have got and has got.
Uh,
I've got
have,
a pen. What is the difference between I've
um,
got a pen and I have a pen?
I've got a pen. It's for past. I have a
No, no,
pen.
it's not for
Just
past, it's for
I have.
present. Let me tell you.
Okay, I don't know.
So you see, have or has, and also have got and has got. Okay. Have and has and have got and has got. American and British English, they have some differences. You might know this, right? For example, they have some differences in the words, vocabularies. For example, they say sweet, we say candy. They say lift, we say elevator. They say flats, we say apartment. They say, for example,
Autumn.
sometimes, yeah, autumn, fall. Sometimes they have differences in the pronunciation. For example, they say garage, we say garage, right? Sometimes the pronunciation is different. And sometimes we say, for example, we pronounce the word R very strong and full, right? We say round, doctor, mother, but British people don't pronounce R, especially when it is at the end of the word. They say dota, vota, right? They don't pronounce R. And they have some differences in grammar. One of the differences in grammar is this: have or has in the base meaning that you own something. For example, when you say I have a car, that means you own a car. This is a stative verb, right? right? It's not an action verb, right?
Okay.
Only in this base meaning, Americans say, for example, they say she has an SUV. What is SUV?
I don't know.
Super utility vehicle, machine chassis. Yes, she has an SUV. So why an SUV? Why not a SUV? You know? We say an umbrella, a pen. Yes.
What the big word of SUV? Sorry, can you?
Super utility vehicle.
Super. Well, it started with S, but why?
Yeah, that's
And
the question. That's the question. Why do we say an umbrella and we say a university?
because for the word the
Vowel sounds, you mean?
yes. I forgot the
So,
name.
so university, we say a. Why? A university. But we say an umbrella. Both have U.
No, for when it started with we say an, but when it's you, it's a.
Yes. So we look at the sound, not the word. Yes.
Yes.
So what are the vowel sounds? A, U, I, E, A. These are the vowel sounds, right?
Yes.
So we pay attention to the sound, not the letter. In SUV, if we had the full form super utility vehicle, we would use a super utility vehicle, right? But
Okay.
when we say, SUV, how do you read the alphabets? You say S, M,
SUV.
N. It has
Oh,
A.
yes.
A is vowel. So you say an
SUV.
SUV,
Okay.
right? So
Okay.
So in America, they say, does she have an SUV? She doesn't have an SUV, right?
Mhm.
We have an SUV. Do we have an SUV? We don't have. But this is different from British. British people don't say have or has. They say have got and has got, and there is no difference in meaning. For example, they say she has got, or the contraction form is, the contracted version is she's got. She's got, for example, hypnotizing eyes. So American people say she has hypnotizing eyes, but British people say she's got hypnotizing eyes. And what is the question? Has she got hypnotizing eyes? She hasn't got. So this is present simple, and the meaning is the same. Got doesn't change the meaning or anything here. It only shows that it's British. But have or has, they have different meanings. For other meanings, no difference in British and American English. For example, I'm having a great time. British people say, I'm having a great time. They don't say, I have got. So only for the base meaning, okay? For example, she has breakfast. She has breakfast every day, okay? British people say she has breakfast, and does she have breakfast? So no difference here. Even British people use do and does. Only for the base meaning that have or has means owning something, they use got, have got and has got, and that's British. So, can we use present simple for future? How? In what cases?
Present simple with will. No, we can't.
No. Will or going to are future simple.
No, we can't. Present simple.
Yes, we can. We can use it for fixed timetable plans. Fixed timetable plans in the future. For example, when you have a movie ticket in your hand, What do you say? Do you say the movie will start or is going to start at 9? Are they humans to make decisions? No, that's wrong. They, cinemas or movie theaters, they have a fixed timetable plan. When you reserve or you book a ticket, okay, the time is fixed. The movie starts at 9 or 10 or 11. The movie is fixed. It's not your personal plan. That's the organizational planning. Okay? A group of people did it before. So you use present simple, you talk about future. You say the movie starts tonight at 9. My flight arrives at 8 tomorrow morning. My flight departures at 9. My train leaves the station at 8, so I need to be there 30 minutes earlier. My concours starts next week at 7. You're talking about future, but you use present simple because it's a fixed timetable planning of an organization. Okay? Your company always starts at 8 in the morning. So you say tomorrow, the company opens at 8. Opens at 8 because it's always the same, and that's the routine plan, and it's a fixed timetable, right? So when you're talking about fixed timetable plans in the future, you can use present simple, but for future, yeah. So
can we write examples?
Yeah. For example, because the movie starts at 9 p.m. tonight. My flight arrives or leaves at 8. The bank opens at 8 tomorrow because it always opens at 8, and that's its routine plan. So that's how you talk about present simple. So present simple, it has different uses, and because it covers past, present, and future, it's more challenging, like present continuous, present perfect. All present tenses in English are more challenging for students to learn. You can teach past perfect in 5 minutes to a student, but you cannot teach present continuous in 5 minutes. You need to have a lot of practices and exercises because of the fact of continuum of time, because they cover past, present, and future. That fact is continuum of time. Continuum of time, because they cover past, present, and future. That's why they are more challenging. And in Persian, it is even more messed up. More
sorry, I have a question.
Yeah.
Fixed timetable plans in the future we use for have and has. In British, we don't have other things.
They don't have any differences, no.
Oh, okay.
No. The only difference between British and American language in grammar is that when they own something, for have and has, they say have got, has got. For others, they are the same. For other things, they are the same. Yeah.
Okay.
So as I mentioned, we use present simple for things that have repetition, constancy, and countability, right? For example, for calendars and dates, we use present simple. We say next week is Saturday. Have you ever noticed? Tomorrow is Monday. We don't say will be or going to, or right? You see? So for calendars, we use present simple. Do you know why? Do you know the reason? Because of the repetition, constancy. After Sunday, it is always Monday.
Yes.
Because there is constancy and repetition. That's a fact, right? Water evaporates at 100 degrees Celsius. It always evaporates at 100 degrees Celsius. The sun always rises from the east. It cannot be from the west. So we use simple present because it's fixed. It has repetition, constancy, right? But present continuous is exactly the opposite. We use present continuous for what? Present continuous for things that have temporariness or heat of the moment. Heat of the moment. 2, temporariness. And 3, termination. You see, this is exactly the opposite. Heat of the moment is something different from the other two reasons. Heat of the moment is really easy. Everybody knows about heat of the moment. Things that are happening at the time of the speaking. Right now, you are taking notes. I am sharing some facts about present continuous, and we are practicing English. These are very easy, right? Everyone knows that we use present continuous for things that are happening right at the time of speaking. But there are other uses of present continuous, that we use it for. So, when it comes to grammar, we always deal with two different concepts, meaning and functions and uses. Do students need the meaning? Of course not.
What?
So let me ask you the question again. Do students need the meaning or the functions and the uses of the grammar? Functions. So that's a mistake. That's a mistake that teachers go to classrooms and say, for example, present perfect is an action started from the past and continued up to present. That's the meaning, and that is wrong. That is completely wrong, because they believe that present perfect is mazi and naqli. It's not. I say I have worked in that factory for 3 years. Who can say for sure it was from 3 years ago up to now? Maybe from 2010 to 2013. So present perfect is not always an action started from the past, continued up to present. You see? Students do not need the meaning. The reason why students never are able to speak English after school or university is that they always tell them the meaning, and actually the wrong meaning. They don't need the meaning. How did you learn to speak Farsi? Did you memorize حال ساده کاری است که or you used it? So students do not need, this is really pointless to share meanings. So that's the art of the teacher, to work on the uses. Okay, for example, one of the uses that we have about present continuous is because of an excuse. You do something because of an excuse. Because it is because of an excuse, it is temporary. It's not for always. For example, imagine you have a severe cold. You are suffering from severe flu, right? You are wearing a mask. You are resting. You are taking medications. Why are you using present continuous? Because of that thing. You have examinations. Because of that excuse, you are studying hard. You are not using your phone. You are not sleeping too much. You are not watching TV a lot. Because it's temporary. For a short time, you are doing something. Yes, you are wearing a mask because you are sick. Why do you say I am wearing a mask? Because it's not for always, it's for a short time. So you see, this is exactly the opposite of present simple. If you say I cook and I do the chores in the house, I do the housework, and be careful, housework, homework, they are uncountable. You cannot say houseworks or homeworks, we don't have it. So when you say I do the housework and I cook, that means that is your job. Because of the 3 reasons I tell you, it's a routine, it has repetition. So that means you are doing it every day, right? But when you say this week I am cooking, I am doing the housework, it means this is exceptional. Maybe my mom is away or she's sick, so I'm helping. Today, so if you say I close my shop at 5, it means every day you close it at 5. But if you say today I'm closing at 4, it means today is an exception. You are going somewhere, you have some errands to take care of, and you have some jobs to do. So you are closing earlier than usual time, right? So termination, it means there is ending. When you say, for example, Aysen, what are you doing these days? You say, I am taking English classes these days. It's not forever, maybe a few months, maybe a year, you finish it, right? So it has termination. But when you use present simple, the ending is not clear. You say, I work, I study. I don't know the ending. But when you use present continuous, at least I know that it will end for a short time, right? So what is the difference between these two sentences? Let me write it for you. 1, my brother plays the guitar 18 hours a day. My brother is playing the guitar 18 hours a day.
The first one is his brother's routine, but the second one is for a short time.
It's because of an excuse, as I mentioned. You know,
Yes.
as a native speaker, when you hear these two different sentences, you will have a different concept. For example, and when a native speaker hears the first sentence, my brother plays the guitar, the concept that shapes in his mind or her mind is that, so that's his job. It's a routine thing, so maybe playing the guitar is his job. So that's the thinking that the native speaker will get. But for the second one, he might think that, okay, because present continuous is temporary, so it means that there is an excuse. Maybe he has a concert or a competition, he's preparing for something. Yes, and right after that, he's not going to do it anymore. You have concours, you are studying hard, but right after the concours, you set your books on fire. You don't care anymore. So that means you're doing it because of an excuse. Yes, for example, I injured my leg, I hurt my leg in an accident, and these days I am limping. So you cannot ask me, hey, Mr. Noshadi, why do you limp? This is wrong. You should say, why are you limping? Because that's not my natural state. I'm doing, this is new to you, right? If I always wear glasses, you can say, why do you wear glasses? And I can say, my eyes are weak. But if you suddenly see me with contact glasses, you say, hey, why are you wearing glasses, right? And I say, I'm going to wear glasses from now on because my eyes are weak. So,
Can we write the questions too?
what kind of questions?
The questions that you
Okay. For example, why are you limping? چرا شلاب شلاب راه میری؟ Because I didn't used to. You ask this question because I didn't used to limp. Okay? But if you say, why do you limp? You are asking a general question. You know that for years I've been limping and you want the reason. I will tell you that this is in my genes. This is innate. This is an innate limping. Okay? So when your friend, let me give you a better example so that you can understand. Imagine you have a friend, she is so salite, okay? She always argues and shouts at you. So you never say, why are you shouting? Because you know she shouts and screams all
Behavior
the
is
time. So the question is, what race are you? Are you a shepherd, bulldog? Yes. But when she is doing it for example, temporary time, so why are you shouting? Why are you? It means you didn't used to be like this. That's why we have a different grammar about being. Have you ever heard anything about being? You got confused? Why? ببین میدونی چی گفتم که مثلا وقتی که اگه دوستت همیشه داد و بیداد میکنه تو نمیتونی بهش بگی why are you shouting، چون الان جدید نیستش که یه اتفاق تازه نیستش که همیشه داره why do you shout. آره من اونو شوخی کردم، گفتم ازش میپرسی چه نژادی هستی، نژادت شفرد. آره ولی وقتی که هیچ مثلا دوستت ساکته بعد یهو داره داد میزنه بهش میگی why are you shouting. یعنی چی؟ یعنی این جدیده، اینجوری نبوده. why are you shouting. من مثلا میگم I'm angry because something happened to me. and دقیقاً به خاطر اینه که being داریم توی گرامر. نمیدونم شنیدی یا نه. You are being rude these days.
الان این مثال قبلی که زدیم اون پلیینگی که توی جمله بوده با اون آریویی که توی جمله میاد در واقع برای موقع‌هایی که مثلا
یه چیزی جدید موقته. آره حالا نگاه کن
being که plays بود do you با هم.
آره دیگه do you play چون یه چیز روتین جابشه. that's his job.
okay.
مثلا اگه یه نیتیو جمله شماره 1 رو بشنوه چیزی که تو ذهنش میاد میگه خب حتما شغلشونه. ممکنه بهش بپرسه که is playing guitar your job مثلا you do it every day. ولی تو دومی حس میفهمه که این موقته. حالا being you can use being with negative adjectives, only negative adjectives to show that people have changed. For example, your friend used to be so polite and kind, but nowadays she has become rude and mean and angry. So you say, why are you being so rude and angry these days? جدیداً بد اخلاق شدی، فلان شدی، بد شدی، خسیس شدی. فقط برای ادجکتیوهای بد با being میتونی استفاده کنی بگی جدیداً اینجوری شدی. For example, my sister is being stingy these days. She didn't used to be like this before. حالا یه ساید دیگه که هیچ کس سالا بهش فکر نکرده و هیچ کتابی هم بهت آموزش نمیده و present continuous برای فهم بهتر present continuous and simple present اینه که present continuous هم برای آینده استفاده میشه. چرا آینده ای؟ future. Personal arrangements or plans but near future باشه. near future. Okay, for example, like in Farsi, which one do you use? امشب قصد دارم دوستم را ببینم، امشب میخواهم دوستم را ببینم، یا امشب دارم میرم با دوستم بیرون. You see, they are different in Farsi. The first two ones are bookish, right? Formal. But خودمونی میگی امشب کجایی؟ امشب چی کاره؟ امشب داریم میریم سینما. We are going to a movie tonight. You're talking about future, but the plan is not fixed. It's not organizational. It's personal. And it's about near future, right?
Okay.
We say future arrangements. Do you know the difference between, do you know the meaning of arrangement? What is the difference? Let me give you some examples. Look. Number one. I will visit my grandpa this weekend. I am going to grandpa this weekend. 3, I'm visiting my grandpa this weekend. I visit my grandpa this weekend. Okay, can you go through the sentences one by one and tell me the differences between them?
The first one and second one, I think both of them same.
Let me tell you. Do you know the difference between will and going to? Will is a prompt decision. A decision that you make it at the time of the speaking. Right now that I'm talking to you, I made my decision to visit my grandpa this weekend. So this is a sudden decision, okay?
Okay.
But when I say I am going to, means I have plans or I thought about them. So this is a pre-planned activity. For example, last night I was thinking about visiting my grandpa. This morning I say I'm going to visit them. But the question is, do my grandparents know that I'm going to visit them in number 2?
No.
Maybe yes, maybe not. We don't know. But the focus of the sentence is only on my plan. I have a plan to do something. That is the only meaning that we get from the sentence. من قصد دارم. تو اولی من میخوام فلان کارو کنم. الان تصمیم گرفتم. دومی من قصد دارم همچین کاری بکنم. Okay? But what about number 3? Number 3, do you remember I told you we use present continuous for future arrangements? Listen, look. This is very important. Arrangements. Arrangement means I called my grandpa. He's waiting for me. Which plan is more fixed? So number 3 is more fixed than number 2. Okay? I'm visiting my grandpa this weekend. It means I've called him and he's waiting for me.
Okay.
What about number 4? حالا نگاه کن همیشه هم اینجوری نیست که با یکی هماهنگ کرده باشی چون گفتم چی؟ گفتم future personal arrangements or plans. شاید با کسی arrangement نشده باشه. اگه arrangement نشده باشه چه فرقی داره؟ مثلا اگه من بهت بگم I am going to watch a horror movie tonight. چه فرقی میکنه بگم I'm watching a horror movie tonight به نظرت؟
خب going to خب پلنش اینه ولی خب شاید انجام نده. I'm watching رو انجام میده.
نه فرقش میدونی چیه؟ اون present continuous محکمتر قضیه است. چه نظر؟ وقتی من میگم I'm going to watch a horror movie یعنی قصدشو کردم. حالا معلوم نیست که چقدر پیش رفتم. فیلم رو دانلود کردم، خوراکی خریدم، آماده است، نمیدونم فلان. ولی وقتی میگم I am watching a horror movie tonight, that means I have downloaded the movie, I have transferred it into my external drive, and everything is ready. And in my mind, doing this is more fixed than the other sentence. تو ذهنم خیلی قوی تره اتفاق افتادنش تا. In both sentences, I may have an accident and I'm not able to do any of them, but it means in my mind, I'm more committed to do this. What about number 4?
It's more fixed than others. I don't know.
No, number 4 is wrong. Can we use present simple? Can we use present simple for personal plans in the future? No, you can say I visit my grandpa every weekend, but you cannot say this weekend. So let me tell you something. You may hear these things in spoken forms, you know. Sometimes native speakers, you will hear it, that they use present simple for future, even for personal plans. You have to keep in mind that if they use it, it is informal and it's not a standard. And that means it is a routine. So if in speaking I say I visit my grandpa this weekend, it means every weekend I visit them. Because you will see this in movies. For example, the boy says to his girlfriend that on Saturday I will come to pick you up. The girl says, on Saturday I have a lecture. It means every Saturdays I have a lecture. Yes, that's the meaning. So you say sometimes native speakers say something, but the meaning is different. For example, coffee is uncountable, but native speakers say, I had 6 coffees today. They mean 6 cups of coffee. For example, when you watch sometimes movies, you see some grammar mistakes. For example, in Hacksaw Ridge movie. Have you seen Hacksaw Ridge movie?
No.
You can watch it. It's a literary movie. It's in 2017. It won prizes. Hacksaw Ridge. I really like this. Hacksaw Ridge is about a true story about the war between the US and the Japanese. And during the movie, there is a guy who is a drunkard, and he is alcoholic, and he goes home and he starts beating his wife. Okay, he starts beating his wife, and the wife is crying. They have 2 sons. Desmond comes to his mom and say, hey mom, why does dad hate us so much? Listen, why does dad hate us so much? The mother replies, he don't hate us, he hates himself sometimes. Why did she say don't? He don't instead of doesn't. Why did she say he don't hate us? Do you know? Didn't she know grammar? If she didn't know grammar, she wouldn't have said he hates to add third person s. If they didn't know grammar, the boy wouldn't say that, mom, why does he hate us so much? So she did this on purpose. She said he don't hate us to show emphasis. She wanted to put emphasis on the fact that, hey, your dad is not like what you think. بابات اونقدر هم بد نیست. She's trying to back or support the father. Did you get it?
Okay, yes.
پس به خاطر تاکید بوده. یه وقتا یه چیزایی هست توی گرامر میشکنه به خاطر تاکیده. ممکنه از یه نیتیو بشنوه بگه last night I wake up I hear some noise. بعد اونجا میگه این که گفت last night چرا داره simple present استفاده میکنه؟ It's because adding more spice to the story. میخواد پیازداغ استوری رو بیشتر کنه. یه حسی بدونه که انگار الان داره اتفاق میفته. So this is not the standard, right? But they use it. Can we use present simple for the actions that are happening right now? برای کاری که الان دارن اتفاق میفته میتونیم simple present استفاده کنیم؟ How? Give me an example. یه جمله سیمپل پرزنت بگو که ساختار حال ساده باشه اما برای کاری باشه که الان در حال حاضر داره اتفاق میفته. خب اینو همه میگن نمیشه و تو همه کتابا هم میگن نمیشه، چون اگه قرار باشه کاری الان در حال انجام باشه پرزنت کانتینیوس میگیم دیگه. ولی کجا اتفاق میفته؟ اسپورت چومنشیپ، تیوی کامنتیتورز. دیدی گزارش فوتبال میکنن میگه کریستیانو رونالدو gets the ball he shoots and goal. مگه اون لحظه انجام نمیشه؟ چرا نمیگه؟ چرا استمراری استفاده نمیکنه؟ اونجا هم دقیقا همین دلیله که استاندارد نیست، غلط داره حرف میزنه. هی گفتی دلیلش چیه؟ easiness of the action. به خاطر اینکه هم برای شنونده هم برای خودش که داره گزارش میکنه سریعتر و راحت‌تر باشه present simple استفاده میکنه همه رو. So these are the exceptions in English. So we don't teach them to students, right? Because they get confused. But you as a teacher, you should know them. You should know all the ups and downs about grammar. When you know everything, you have more confidence, right? In speaking. You are not shy to speak anymore because you know the rules. You don't have a doubt. دیگه شک نداری. You are not in 2 minds whether to choose present continuous, simple present. Now you know everything, right? So do you have my number? I gave it to you. I can send you a test. I can drop me a line. I can send you a test from present simple and continuous so that we can make sure you know everything about this, okay? For next session. So let us work on vocabulary a little bit. Do you remember we talked about cold weather and we also talked about warm and raining, stuff like that. Did we talk about wind?
No.
Gentle breeze. So wind is like snow and rain. We can also say heavy rain, heavy wind, heavy snow. Gentle breeze, نسیم خیلی یواش, general breeze. A little stronger is very strong or high wind. A little more severe than this, we have gale. Okay, a very high wind. And even worse than that, we have hurricane. Hurricane is a type of wind that it can take houses or trees or cars with itself. This is the most extreme type of wind. Dangerous, extremely high, right? Look at the common mistakes. Weather is uncountable. Many Iranians make the mistake and say, today we had a bad weather. Sometimes we had a good weather. They are wrong. Today we had bad weather or we had good weather because weather is uncountable. You cannot use a or an or articles with weather, okay? So, imagine this is IELTS speaking, section 2. You have a cue card. You have 1 minute to prepare and you need to speak like 2 minutes non-stop. Describe your favorite weather. You should say what the weather is like, why do you like it, where you can experience such weather conditions. So you shouldn't answer each question separately. You need to have, let's say, a paragraph or 2 paragraphs and answer them directly.
In the paragraph, okay.
Yeah. Can you do that? For example, you can start with an introduction always in order to speak better. You can start with an introduction. You can say, this may sound weird to many people, but I hate rainy and cloudy weather. In my opinion, when the weather is cloudy or overcast, when the sky is overcast, I get a lot of depression feelings. I get depressed. I don't like it. So what I really like about, for example, weather condition or seasons, I like summer with the hot, clear sky so that I can enjoy, for example, my day with a lot of activities. In this type of weather, the weather is sometimes scorching, but it could be very interesting if I have a gentle breeze or the weather is chilly simultaneously with the sunshine, that I can both bask in the sunshine and also get the chills. And in my country, usually in springtime in the capital city, we have this type of weather condition and I really enjoy this. You see, I answered all the questions. Okay, now it's your turn.
I don't have any ideas.
So you need to be a great liar. Okay, in IELTS speaking, they will never, let's say, check or evaluate your logic. You might say that killing or raping is a good thing. I like it. They can never say, hey, what did you say? I won't give you grades because of you said that you like killing people is a good thing. They are only checking your speaking. So you can be a liar. You can say Semnan is the capital of Tehran. They cannot deduct numbers or grades from you because they are checking your exactly the opposite of writing. In writing, you need to be logical, but in speaking, you can be a great liar. Tell a lot of lies. Only talk about things that you have information. Okay, so this is the key. You need to be a great liar. Tell lies. For example, you know more vocabularies about a snowy weather, cold weather, talk about cold weather and say it's your favorite, even if it is not your favorite. In this way, you can speak more. Okay, say.
Can I start like in Iran? Because we have 4
seasons.
seasons and
آره
we have
اتفاقا خوبه introduction خوبیه میتونی بگی since in our country Iran we have 4 different seasons with various different types of weather conditions.
okay.
We usually experience all types of weather conditions.
In Iran we have 4 types of season and it's very hard for me to choose one of them. But if I want to talk about the weather that I like the most, I can say about I can talk about winter because in winter we have heavy snow and or torrential rain. In some cities there are severe weather,
Exactly.
foggy weather and misty, and when we go to jungle, the roads are very beautiful when the weather is foggy or misty. And
Okay. We also have an example here. ببین چی گفته. It may sound strange. ببین چی شروع کرده. It may sound strange, but my favorite weather is when it is cloudy, windy and drizzling. You know drizzling? When it drizzles. Drizzle, verb, drizzling, noun, بارون نم نم. When drizzling, as it makes me feel calm and relaxed. I like such weather, especially at night, because I can hear the little raindrops and see the dew on the window, and it helps me to sleep. It is very pleasant. اینم ببین بریتیشه. It helps me بعد از help to گذاشته. این بریتیشه. ما تو انگلیسی آمریکایی نمیذاره. تو هم نذاره. It helped me sleep. It helps me sleep. It is very pleasant. ببین به جای good or nice و اینا گفته pleasant. خوشایند. That's more formal than good. Also, I love foggy weather. It's very romantic and gives me a sort of feeling, and instead of kind of, sort of feeling like I'm in an old black and white movie. However, I don't like heavy rains and downpours. And I hate the type of weather and I hate when the temperature goes below 0. It's too cold for me. Probably the type of weather I like is common for the United Kingdom, but in my hometown, such type of weather is very rare. Usually we have dry and sunny days with occasional spells of rainy weather. See, this is how you talk about weather conditions. So here you learn drizzling, sort of, yeah. spells of rainy weather. مثلا یعنی spells of weather یه اصطلاح یعنی چندین بار مثلا بارون میزنه. Spells of rainy weather. You can learn too, no problem. Don't worry about it. خب پس اینا رو تمرین کن. منم یه تست برات میفرستم از سیمپل پرزنت که اینتونست که قشنگ مسلط چی.
فقط علاوه بر اون تستی که میخوایم بفرستیم این 3 صفحه آخری که الان گذاشتیم میشه اسکرین شاتشو بفرستیم چون نتونستم عکس بگیرم. گوشی ندارم.
الان بگیر. الان گوشی نداری؟ اوکی. پیام بدی کل فایلشو برات میفرستم. Okay. Have a great time. See you.
Thank you. Bye.